Welcome to the 2020 New Testament Challenge. Today we're in Matthew chapter 13. I love Matthew 13 because here Jesus shares a parable about how to have a harvest. Jesus said that there was a man that was going out sowing his seed, and he threw his seed out. Some fell among a path. Birds came and ate it up. Some of that seed fell in rocky places. It sprang up quickly, but there was no root there. So when the sun came, it scorched all those plants. Some of the seed fell among thorns. When the plants grew up, the thorns choked those plants. But then he said, some of the seed fell on good soil, and it produced a crop, 30, 60, or 100 times what was sown. Later in this chapter, Jesus explains what that parable was all about. He said that God's word is the seed, and it was sown in people's hearts. Some people's hearts are hard-hearted, and so Satan is able to come and steal that word quickly. Some people's hearts are rocky. They receive God's word with joy, but because there's no root there, it's easily gone away when trouble and persecution comes. Some people's hearts are like that of thorns. The worries of this life, the deceitfulness of riches are there, and it chokes the word. But some people's hearts are good soil, and a harvest is experienced. It's all about the heart, the condition of our heart. God's word is always good. And so whenever it's sown, it wants to produce a crop. But the question is, what's our heart like? If we're going to have good soil, we need to make sure that it's not hard. We need to ask God to plow up our heart and plow up our thinking so that we can have God's word sown into us. If there's things that don't belong in our life, things that are residing in our heart that we need to get rid of, like rocks, we need to ask God to help us to remove those so we're good soil. We need to make sure that our focus is upon Him and not the worries of this life or the desire for wealth that can choke out God's word. If we have a heart that is ready to receive, we'll experience a harvest. I love what David once said, Lord, search my heart, try me and know me. If there's any wicked way within me, would you please reveal it so it can be removed? He was asking for a good heart, a good soil for the seed to be planted in. I'm looking for a harvest. How about you? It's all about the condition of our heart. Thank you for joining me in the 2020 New Testament Challenge.